Workplaces are in a critical state right now, post election. In this video, I respond to an email from a conservative employee who's working in a liberal Fortune 500 company. Post election, he needs help. Stay tuned to hear my recommendations for conservative employees working in liberal workplaces. So the email I received this morning is as follows. Hello, Critical Conversations. I am a conservative employee who works for a Fortune 500 company in the Northeast. My office is very liberal. Before the election, I did not have any issues with my coworkers when it came to politics. I avoided politics altogether, and people have avoided engaging me as well. I think they may know that I support Trump, but I don't throw it in their faces. Yesterday, the office was a mess. Both female and male employees are crying in their cubicles. They regurgitated the usual talking points, and one African American employee said slavery was coming back. I called out sick today. I am not good with conflicts and don't want to deal with Trump derangement syndrome in the office. I don't have any more sick days, so I have to go back. What should I do? As I mentioned before, I spoke to Michael this morning. We're calling him Michael. He gave me his permission to read that email, and I'm going to share with you what I told him this morning. The first thing I told him was do not diminish the feelings of his coworkers, meaning don't attempt to invalidate what people are feeling. They are in a place where they're pretty bothered by the election. They're in a place that they may feel hopeless, and you may think 100% otherwise. You're incredibly happy with the election results. They're not. So don't attempt to invalidate what they might be feeling. One of the worst things that we can do is when somebody comes to us and says, "Oh, I feel horrible about this," we say, "Oh, no, you should not feel horrible." People start to get defensive. So if you don't attempt to invalidate their feeling, they may be open to having a conversation with you, and they may be open to the next step, which is compassion. Offer compassion and encouragement. Because you offer compassion and encouragement, it doesn't mean that you believe what they believe. It doesn't mean that your world has begun to melt down because Trump won the election. It's just like, offering someone support and giving them compassion just based on what they're going through because they're not in a good place at the moment. And because you offer that compassion, and that encouragement that things will get better. Again, it doesn't take away your political beliefs. It doesn't take away your happiness with the election. It's just offering a level of compassion to that employee who may need it. Tip number three for dealing with someone in the office who's extremely upset about Kamala Harris losing is don't engage. When someone is attempting to engage you in the usual talking points, which don't make any sense to you, my recommendation is don't engage, de escalate the situation, or distract the person. So, meaning if people want to have a conversation with you and they bring up these talking points that are pretty ridiculous for you, don't entertain it, de-escalate them and distract them. Maybe bring up something else, bring up work-related stuff. That's why you're in the workplace is to do work and focus on initiatives. So focus on de-escalating the person, focus on distracting them by having them focus on actual work stuff. And that could be helpful for you in dealing with someone who's having a meltdown in the office. So tip number 4 is only if you feel comfortable and you are confident in what you believe in terms of having a conversation and engaging with someone. So, if you want to attempt to have a conversation as to why you voted the way you did, again, I don't recommend people have conversations like this in terms of discussing politics. I've always said keep politics work free, but if you're open to having a conversation, then the first thing I would do is to pull the Band-Aid off quickly with that individual and state this, "Hello, Susan. To be honest with you, I am a Trump supporter, I voted for Trump and I'm 100% happy with the election results. I have a difference of opinion. Are you open to that? So I call it the pulling the band-aid off quickly technique to let them know that you don't agree with them, that you have a difference of opinion. And then if they attempt to engage you, then by all means have a civil debate or just have a civil conversation with someone that has a difference of opinion.